My nephew did this when he gave me a back massage. When I look back now, it's hard to believe how something so ordinary and small ended up unraveling years of silence, secrets, and emotions that had been buried inside my family for decades. It all started on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of summer in the living room of my sister's house. My name is Rachel Morgan, and at the time I was 43 years old, working as a school counselor in Ohio. I had always been close to my sister, Caroline, though in the past few years, distance had grown between us for reasons neither of us could fully explain. Life has a way of pulling people apart. Jobs, children, unspoken hurts. All of it stacks up until the days turn into years. That Saturday, Caroline had invited me over for a family lunch. Her husband, Mark, was grilling in the backyard, and her two kids, Tyler and Emma, were running around, laughing and chasing the dog. Tyler, her oldest, was 17 then. He was tall, lanky, with a head of curly brown hair that never seemed to stay in place. He was quiet, more thoughtful than most boys his age, but he carried himself with a politeness that reminded me of our father. We'd just finished lunch, and I found myself sitting on the couch, pressing my hand against my lower back. I'd been having tension there for weeks from long days sitting at my desk. I must have winced because Tyler noticed. "Aunt Rachel, are you okay?" he asked, standing in the doorway. I smiled at him, brushing it off. "Oh, it's nothing, honey.
Just a little backache.
Comes with getting old, I guess." He hesitated for a moment, then walked over. "You want me to try something? I learned a little bit of massage stuff in gym class. Coach showed us some stretches and pressure points. It might help." I laughed, shaking my head. "Since when do high schoolers know anything about massage?" He grinned shyly. "I'm serious. I can try if you want." Normally, I would have said no, but something about his genuine offer made me nod. "All right then, give it a shot." So, I sat forward on the couch, and Tyler gently started pressing his hands against my shoulders and upper back. At first, it was just an innocent, kind gesture, but something unexpected happened. His hands, though not trained, found the exact spot where I carried tension, and when he pressed, a sharp relief shot through me. I let out a sigh. "Wow, that actually feels really good." He chuckled. "Told you. Guess I'm not so bad at this." But then something even stranger happened. Not in my back, but in my heart. As Tyler worked carefully, quietly, I felt something uncoil inside me. Something more than muscles. Memories. The house smelled faintly of barbecue and fresh laundry. The walls were decorated with family photos, the kind that captures smiling faces, but never the things hiding behind them. As Tyler's hands pressed between my shoulder blades, I found myself remembering my father, how he used to sit in his old recliner, rubbing his aching shoulders after long days at the factory. Tyler had his same quiet gentleness. My throat tightened, and before I realized it, tears welled in my eyes. Tyler noticed right away. "Aunt Rachel? Did I hurt you?" "I'm sorry." I shook my head quickly, wiping my eyes. No, honey. It's not you. It's just sometimes the body remembers things the heart isn't ready to say out loud." He looked at me in confusion, but there was an openness in his face, the kind only a teenager who still believed in honesty could have. "What do you mean?" he asked softly. I hesitated. For years, I had carried something inside me. A secret about our family that I had never told Caroline, never told anyone. I had buried it so deep that even I tried to convince myself it didn't matter anymore. But Tyler's kindness cracked something open, and words rose to the surface before I could stop them. "Your grandpa," I began, my voice trembling. "He wasn't always the man you think he was." Tyler froze, his hands hovering uncertainly over my back. "Grandpa? You mean Mom's dad?" I nodded slowly. "Yes, Dad. He carried a lot of anger. Most people only saw his hardworking side, the good neighbor, the family man. But at home," I swallowed hard. "At home, he wasn't always so gentle." Tyler stayed still, listening, his young face filled with questions. "I never told your mom," I whispered. "She was the baby. He treated her differently." protected her from the side of him that came out when the world closed in on him. But I took the brunt of it. There it was. Words I had never spoken aloud. My back ached, not just from tension, but from years of carrying that unspoken truth. And here I was, saying it for the first time to my teenage nephew, who had only meant to give me a back massage. I stopped suddenly, guilt washing over me. I'm sorry, Tyler. You didn't need to hear that. Forget I said anything. But Tyler surprised me. His hands rested gently on my shoulders, grounding me. No, I think I did need to hear it. Mom, she never talks about Grandpa, not really. I always wondered why. I turned to look at him, my tears slipping freely now. Because she doesn't know. She never saw it. I didn't want to ruin her memories. She loved him so much. I didn't want to take that from her. Silence stretched between us. Tyler looked down, his brow furrowed. Aunt Rachel, do you think maybe that's why you and Mom drifted apart? Because you never told her. The question hit me like a punch. I had spent years blaming distance on life, on time, on circumstances. But maybe it was more than that. Maybe I had been protecting her so fiercely that I'd also been pushing her away. That night, after Tyler's innocent act had unraveled years of silence, I couldn't sleep. I lay awake in bed replaying every word. I realized something important. If I wanted healing for myself, for my sister, for all of us, I couldn't keep hiding. The next morning, I sat with Caroline on her porch while the kids played in the yard. My heart pounded, but Tyler's words gave me courage. Caroline, I said softly, there's something I've never told you about Dad. Her eyes widened, confusion flickering across her face. What do you mean? And so, trembling, I told her everything. At first, she shook her head in disbelief. Then anger. Then tears. It was as though her entire foundation had shifted. But as the hours passed, we sat together, holding hands, grieving both the father she thought she knew and the pain I had carried alone. In the days that followed, something beautiful began to happen. Caroline and I grew closer than we had been in years. She thanked me for trusting her, even though it broke her heart. She told me she wished she had known sooner, that maybe she could have helped me carry it. And Tyler, sweet, thoughtful Tyler, became the quiet thread that stitched us back together. He had only meant to help me with my back pain, but in doing so, he helped me face the pain I had buried for decades. Life has been different since then. Not easier, but more honest. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it also frees you. And all of it began on an ordinary afternoon when my nephew gave me a back massage.